impressing Tyler Perry with her survival skills, becoming a Coco Mama, and doing what Ross never could by turning down Whelchel. Lisa Whelchel's story didn't end when she stopped playing Blair on The Facts of Life. We know Friends character Rachel Green as the role that really put Jennifer Aniston on the map. Though it's hard to believe now, Aniston wasn't the only one considered for the role. In an episode of Oprah, Where Are They Now?, Lisa Whelchel revealed that she was asked to read for the part. Though she said she had a feeling the show would see tons of success, she ultimately didn't feel comfortable playing the part because of its heavy sex themes. Despite the show's popularity, Whelchel said she doesn't regret not taking the role, but her kids may be a different story.
I remember my daughter once said, "Are you telling me that Brad Pitt could have been my father?"
Once The Facts of Life went off the air, Whelchel all but disappeared from the silver screen for a time. According to her website, she left Hollywood after she got married, gave birth to 3 children in a span of 3 years, and became a stay-at-home mom. She wrote, "I loved acting and I'm grateful for all the opportunities I had, but nothing came close to the joy of being a mother." Besides being a mother, one of the most important things in Whelchel's life is her faith. Though she revealed on the 100 Huntley Street show that she wasn't raised in a church-going family, faith eventually became an extremely important part of her life.
Felt like every time I walked through those church doors, it felt like my heart had found its home.
Religion has remained an important part of her life, and she's even gone on to travel and give religious lectures, though she told Fox News that her faith doesn't mean she necessarily fits a certain mold. She said, "I think that's quite sad that if someone professes to be a Christian, they are sometimes put into a really small church box." In addition to her lectures, she's kept herself super busy by becoming a life coach and the author of over a dozen books. While many of her books center around religion and helping others in their own religious journey, Whelchel's books also include a memoir and a guide for parents considering homeschooling their children. Despite how close the actors were during The Facts of Life's long primetime run, Whelchel revealed on her website that the girls have since drifted apart, writing, "Other than seeing each other at an occasional function, our paths rarely cross. It's kind of like high school. We were best of friends, but then our lives all went in different directions." In 2011, the cast reunited at the TV Land Awards and sat down for a feature on Good Morning America. While they may not see each other often, their chemistry in 2011 was just as evident as ever. In 2012, however, Whelchel ditched the character Blair's prissy image when she joined the cast of Survivor Philippines, telling people that year, "I'm outdoorsy. I love to exercise and be outside. I don't care what I'm wearing, and I don't care if I'm uncomfortable. I am nothing like Blair." Though she didn't win, she spoke positively about her time on the reality show, though she also admitted in an interview with Whelchel that it was grueling both physically and mentally.
What I took home from the experience was more an acceptance of all of me, not just the quote-unquote good parts of me.
At the age of 25, Whelchel married a much older man that her father chose for her, but they eventually split up in 2012. In an appearance on the Jeff Probst show, she said she stayed with her husband long after she realized she didn't want to be in the marriage anymore because she believed in the commitment of marriage, telling Probst, "I stayed for my children. I thought it was the right thing to do." Whelchel revealed to people that the divorce was finalized just before she left for Survivor. Though she and her ex remained friends and even watched the premiere of the show together, she said, "It was painful to realize that it wasn't going to work out. We will always be friends and we will always be family too." Despite her long hiatus from Hollywood, in 2013, Whelchel made a return to the acting world, in a move she admitted in a phone interview with The Mungle Show was nerve-wracking. She said, "This is really hard starting all over. I hope this works, and I hope I can make a living, and I hope somebody will hire me." Her comeback started with A Medea Christmas, in a role that she explained she landed thanks in part to her Survivor appearance. Whelchel revealed that Tyler Perry was watching the show and reached out to her agent to see if she was interested in auditioning. Then in 2014, she starred in the Hallmark Channel's made-for-TV movie, For Better or Worse, which gave her the chance to act alongside her former Facts of Life castmate, Kim Fields. In an interview with Us Weekly, Whelchel said, "When they said that they were gonna hire Kim Fields to play my assistant, I just thought, oh man, that just sounds too good to pass up." Since The Facts of Life was so successful, it's no surprise that Whelchel dreams of returning to the small screen. In a 2015 interview with Justin Root, she revealed she'd love to get the chance to work on another sitcom, especially if she was able to work with her daughter Clancy. She also told Root that she's been putting in the work behind the scenes.
I'm also doing some work with the Hallmark Channel, so movies and backdoor pilots for a 1-hour series for them, and I'm creating it.
In 2016, Whelchel again worked with Hallmark, appearing in 2 films, the made-for-TV movie Hearts of Spring and the Canadian-produced Falling for Christmas. And it turns out, acting might just run in the family. In Hearts of Spring, Whelchel was able to co-star with Clancy as her on-screen daughter. Though she mentioned on her website that she didn't want her children to get into show business, she told Fox News that she'd support her daughter's dreams as long as she was able to get a college degree. So Clancy got a 4-year degree in only 2 years and promptly moved to California. Whether the two of them ultimately get their sitcom, only time will tell. Fans of The Facts of Life got a holiday gift in December 2021, when some of the show's stars gathered together for an episode of ABC's Live in front of a studio audience. Whelchel, along with Mindy Cohn and Kim Fields, were involved in the nostalgic reunion. It included a reenactment of the Season 3 episode, Kids Can Be Cruel, with Whelchel singing the iconic theme song, in uniform no less. Whelchel didn't reprise the role of Blair Warner, though. That honor went to Friends star Jennifer Aniston, which one could argue brought her career full circle. Whelchel took to Instagram to write about her trip down memory lane, writing, "Just now coming up for air after one of the most memorable experiences of my life. Not enough space to express the honor and gratitude and joy I feel for so many reasons." If you're missing Lisa Whelchel on your TV screen, you can catch her hosting MeTV's Collector's Call. The reality series showcases the many things people collect, from celebrity memorabilia to TV show merch to toys. The show has a twist, though, not stopping at simply highlighting the fascinating things people collect. It also puts them in the hot seat by making them choose between holding on to some of their most treasured possessions or trading some for a priceless item to add to their collection. The show has been on the air since 2019, and Whelchel has loved the opportunity to host Collector's Call. In an interview with Coming Soon, the Facts of Life star said, "There's just so much about the show that makes it fabulous that I was only surprised in that I was glad that enough people tuned in to get as hooked as I knew they would be." Lisa Whelchel is clearly devoted to her family, but what you might not know is that in addition to being a loving mom, she's a doting grandma as well. In a 2021 interview with Extra, Whelchel spoke with host Billy Bush via video call and had a cute baby sitting on her lap. Bush expressed his surprise that someone as youthful-looking as Lisa had a grandchild.
Well, give me the key. Are you vegan or what's going on?
No, I am Southern. I am like the opposite of vegan.
The Facts of Life star regularly posts pictures of her adorable grandbabies on her Instagram, and it's clear that they have a special bond. They even have a special nickname for her. Whelchel revealed on The Kelly Clarkson Show that instead of Grandma, her grandchildren call her Coco Mama. While Blair Warner and the rest of the Eastland girls may not be able to hang out together as much as they'd like, the Facts of Life alums do keep each other updated on the major milestones of their lives. In an interview with Today, Lisa Whelchel revealed, "We have a group text that we're on, and anytime there's a birthday or a death or somebody does a show, we're all very supportive." Nancy McKeon, Kim Fields, and Mindy Cohn aren't the only people from Whelchel's Facts of Life days on her birthday card list. She paid tribute to producer Norman Lear on his 100th birthday, writing on Instagram, "To say you changed my life would be an understatement. To say you changed television would also be an understatement. Thank you. I am so grateful for your impact on my life. May this momentous year surprise you with some of the happiest moments of your life." Lear, a producer, is behind many of TV's greatest hits, including The Facts of Life, which was produced through his company, Tandem Productions.